I've really tried to set it up so that if you do that pre-call, you can let them know. And during that pre-call, I make a point to either like to drop some little nuggets that like this is a business and that this is a brand new opportunity and that I'm so excited about the products, but I'm also so excited about this opportunity. So even though you're new and you're at a starting point and you can't speak to necessarily like how much money you've made or whatever, you can speak to the fact that like, look, there's people doing this across the country and it's not oversaturated. And this is a patented product that is truly unique. And that's why I jumped on board. But letting people know sort of upfront that it is a business opportunity, I feel like is really beneficial in the end. Then it doesn't kind of come out of left field. Like, what are you talking about? Like you're doing this as a job or whatever. So I just try to set it up that way. And I feel like I've had the most success. So what a lot of times happen is some people don't, I don't want to say it like in a tricky way, but some people don't take the bait on that initial call and they might not say, wait, what? What is this business? You know, but some people will, and you can kind of talk about it from there. So for example, when I sampled Caitlin's sister, Kara, when Kara and I talked, she already had tried the products and she was like, I love these. And she even asked me, like, I want to know more about what you're doing from a business standpoint. So a lot of times people will fall in love with these products and then remember that you had said or you had told them that this is also a business, and then they'll even come back and ask you about it. Yeah. I think planting those seeds and letting people kind of know, like, I love this as a product and I also love this as a business opportunity has been the best way for me.
Yeah.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's where we are. Because Brian and I have both seen people be very, very successful with various different businesses like this.
Just the multi-level marketing and that.
Yeah. So the thing is, same. And I think what I realized is that a lot of these people, and I'm not saying this is the number one determination in your success, but if you look at these people who are hugely successful in this space where I think we'd all like to be, it's because they jumped in early.
Right.
And it is still so early with Impress, and it's only going to get better. So just this month, Impress, the creators, Robert and Jane Mazurek, hired on a consultant. And she is amazing. She has worked with Beauty Counter. She has worked with Rodan and Fields, as well as she has 30 years experience in the cosmetics market as like a CEO of Joffrey and all these other things. I mean, this woman is amazing. So 4 of us had the opportunity to speak with her. I happened to be one of them. And we got a chance to tell her the things we thought were going well at Impress, as well as the things that needed to be improved upon. And she is presenting the owners with a whole portfolio of like her suggestions. So it's happening. Like they now realize we are not just some little startup, but we're ready to take this to the next level. And this is the kind of things they're going to need to do, because she was absolutely blown away and floored with everything that we've accomplished to this point. So it is like such an awesome sign to me that A, they're willing to hire someone who is legit in this field, and B, all signs are pointing to that they're going to listen to this woman.
Right.
And I think that's just going to be so huge for us. And so I think from this 2019 is going to be such a huge year for Impress because of a lot of things that are coming into play, and because of the people that we're attracting to this is somewhat different than what I think a lot of other multi-level marketing companies are attracting. And I don't mean that as a knock on anyone, but I have 10 years experience selling in dermatology. My direct upline who got me involved has more than that. her upline is a top rep in medical device sales. You know, people from all these different backgrounds are all being attracted to this. So our top upline, she's 11 years retired as a VP at JP Morgan Chase. Like, these are very qualified people in lots of walks of life. So I do feel like this opportunity, because we are attracting like true entrepreneurs, is going to be huge. I firmly believe that anyone who is on board with Impress right now, and even I would venture to say this next year, so anyone you're attracting right now, we will all be presidential directors here. We will all be at the top, and that should be everyone's like top goal, because Impress is willing to pay on infinity downlines once you get there. Most network marketing companies will not pay infinity downlines.
Yeah, that's huge.
So
that's amazing.
That is a differentiating factor of Impress, like right off the bat. Another thing, if you are talking to people who have experience with multi-level marketing, social selling, or whatever, a lot of companies, their compensation plans run on a binary system where you're balancing two legs. That is incredibly difficult. At Impress, you don't have to worry about that. So this is A, ground floor. That's my biggest selling point to people. B, the compensation plan is really in favor of consultants because you're getting paid multiple different ways, not just commission. You're willing to pay infinity downlines, and you don't have to worry about balancing volume legs and all this stuff. The other thing that I love is, like, as you start to fill in your downline, you can place people. You have a week to place any new sign up. That has been hugely helpful for me. So for example, Caitlin, my friend Christy signed up with me. I was able to place her under you.
Right.
You have such control of how you build your team. That is something that is very different than a lot of other companies.
And Brian, I think that's huge because like Margot had mentioned, making it kind of like a family thing. Like if your mom were to sign up and she needed like someone else to qualify her to make, $200
right.
or whatever, you can put people.
You can make it happen.
So you just
right.
like,
that's
both make your 5%.
Yeah, no, because we talked about that. So
yeah.
So for me, like my husband is a consultant under me. Obviously he is not doing any of the work, but I have been able to build him as well. So, and we're just kind of like, we get his 5% and I also get the 5% there too.
Uh-huh.
And because I can have complete and total control of my downline and his downline, it makes it a lot easier to rank advance and to do that kind of stuff. And it's also obviously going to increase your revenue. But you can essentially, you want to get a team of business builders, obviously. But you can have such a great impact on your own downline as long as you keep recruiting and bringing people in. You can place them strategically so that you continue to rank advance.
Mm-hmm.
So do you recommend taking someone, I know my husband needed to check with his employer as far as like having a 1099 income, but do you recommend doing that? Like if he can't, should I sign my mom up and then just to have that whole leg of the business?
So that's a tricky question. Like you have to truly determine what's going to work best for you long term. Some people have not been able to sign their husbands up because of their company's policies, or their husbands just are not comfortable with it for whatever the reason may be.
Yeah.
That doesn't work for them. The things you do want to consider when signing someone else up, I believe it's if you make over $600, they're going to send you a 1099. So likely you want that person to be making
that would be.
So you will have to like factor that in. The other thing you have to consider is there is no penalty with Impress if you are not ordering regularly, but you will not get paid unless you have something on auto ship, $75 on auto ship or $100 in sales to customers. So for some people, they don't like the idea of, like, my husband uses the pads, but he's not religious, but I don't care, because if we have anything left over, I use them as samples.
Right.
So to me, that's not a problem. For some people, they feel like they would be stuck with the inventory. Now, my mom is a consultant. My sister's a consultant, 2 cousins, my aunt, and they are all working their business, but I obviously strategically placed them. And I like to, in some ways, I like to group people together where it makes sense. So they're all kind of they all live in Cincinnati together. When they do a party, everybody benefits.
Right.
You don't have to do that. There are so many different strategies. The number one thing that I can recommend to everyone and suggest that you recommend this to your downlines is this little like graph here with all the rank advancements. I love this thing, but the most important thing is just focus on the next one. Don't get yourself overwhelmed with like, how in the world am I going to get to presidential? Like, don't think about that. Okay, so Caitlin, now you're qualified. On your radar now needs to be senior. And so you need to be thinking, how am I going to get 4 qualified consultants? Okay, well, you've got Brian and Christy underneath you. So we need to be working to get Brian and Christy both qualified, and then you've got 2. People get like really wrapped up in strategy and all this stuff, but at the end of the day, it really is, at Impress, it is really simple. Get yourself qualified and teach everyone below you to do the same thing. Because if everyone below you gets themselves qualified, or you help them get qualified, you're going to be off the charts in no time.
Okay.
It really comes down to that simple thing. And the fact that Impress offers that kickstart, like if you do it in 30 days, they're going to pay you money. That is extremely motivating. So I always try to tell people, even people who just want the discount, like, I respect that. You don't want to like actively consult. That's fine. But let's see if we can get you qualified. I'd really like for you to get that money. And obviously that's going to help you immensely. So focusing on getting all your people and all their people qualified is the true easiest pathway to success. And if we all are actively doing that, like, we're going to be so successful. I have no doubt. So that's my biggest piece of advice is so signing up your husband or your mom or whatever you want to do, I think it's been, obviously financially it's to my advantage. It's also strategically been to my advantage because I have more control over what's going on in my downline. You're in a good situation because you're also working like with Kara, who's your sister. You guys trust each other. Like, you will see as you start to move up the ranks, like, you're going to be able to work with each other to make sure you're both hitting.
Yeah.
So you do have a sister who's an ally for you, like 100%, which is hugely helpful. But if you want to sign up your husband or whatever, for me, that's made the most sense.
Okay.
But you have to kind of determine like what's going to make the most sense for you.
Right.
But in terms of like, it's easy to manage. Like, it's so easy. I go into his back office when I need to, whatever. And typically what I've been doing, which I think is easier, I've been signing everybody up with me and just placing them under him accordingly.
Because then you get the points and you can.
Yeah. So like my husband will never, at this point in the game, he doesn't get like a lot of quick points or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm using him just to get an extra 5% commission as well as to help me rank advance. But like, I have every, like, he will be presidential as well, because then we would both be getting paid Infinity downlines.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So it's just, it's a strategy thing. Some people use it. Like Linda, who's directly above me, her husband works for Chase Bank. They will not let him do it. He'd have to like disclose. It was really weird.
Yeah.
She was like, her husband was like, no chance. Like, I'm not comfortable with that. So fine, so she hasn't done that, and she's still really successful. Her above her is Shelly, and Shelly did sign up her husband, and now Shelly's presidential, her husband's presidential. So her income goal that she has for herself is easier to get to because she's got 2 consultants essentially working towards it.
Right. Okay. Is Shelly like the top and then Linda, then you, or is there someone above Shelly?
Above Shelly, well, there's actually 2 people above Shelly. One is Karina, who I've met her once. She's not really actively working the business, but above her is Sharon. So Sharon Scar is presidential director. She was one of the very first consultants at Impress. She lives in Scottsdale. She's the one who's retired from JP Morgan Chase.
Okay.
She is incredibly bright. She is really fun to work with. And she does a lot. Like, she's really helpful. She's good friends with Robert and Jane. So I'm good friends with Sharon. And so a lot of times if I need something, I kind of go through Sharon to get to them. That being said, they are extremely accessible. Robert and Jane have been to my house. They party for me. Like, they are amazing. I've had people who had skin issues and I've texted pictures to Janie and she has gotten right back. Like, they are really dedicated to each one of us and to the success of this product line. So we're really fortunate. Sharon is a really good asset. Like, she was in town in December and she hosted a party with me with Julie.
Oh, okay.
So, and she's very likable, very successful, not just at Impress, but in life. So, and she appeals to like a different demographic because she's like 57. So sometimes I think older people are like, I'm too old to get into this like social selling business. Not true. Not true. Like, the prime example, like she's doing exceptionally well. So that's pretty much the main players in our upline, I guess you would say. We are the fastest growing team at Impress. And that's really good because when that call was set up with the consultant, it was me, it was Shelly, it was Linda, and it was Sharon.
Oh, wow.
So that's really good. That's good for all of us because we get to, I don't want to say dictate, but we have a lot of say in some of the stuff that's going to happen or not going to happen kind of thing. So
what were some of the things that you guys suggested, or what was your
the website? I have some issues with the website. I find it unattractive and not user friendly, most importantly. So I'd like to see that totally be rehauled, and I think it will be. There's not a formalized training. So all the training I offer is stuff that I've just come up with on my own, which I don't mind doing, but that's not a task that everybody's going to want to take on. So I want us to be like very attractive and it be easy for people to get on board. Here's the thing. I think that will definitely change. Those were my main things. And I think both those things will change. I am not so wrapped up in like, we need more trips or we need this or whatever. I feel like they pay us really well and that's a top priority for me. So I don't want them to change the compensation plan. I want that to stay. And I just want them to improve some of their like technology issues. Their social media presence is non-existent. I want them to just like get on board with that. And that's not hard. So the one thing I took away from my conversation with Lynette, the consultant, she was like, first of all, I consult with a lot of companies where their marketing is really good, but their products are crap. And she's like, that's a big problem. Mm-hmm. The opposite. The marketing is not there, but the products are so, so good. She's like, the marketing plan is easy to fix. So I think they're going to fix the stuff that we talked about because I don't think it's anything hugely major. I mean, a website overhaul in 2019 is not a big deal. It's no time and they should do it. So those were just some of the main things that we, just their communication with us, like their email communication. I'm like, you can't send emails like that. Like they need to be nice, and these are all things like, I'm not trying to like scare you guys or talk negative. These are all things that I am completely willing to deal with because I think we're going to look back on this and be like, that is so funny that those were what our emails were like. And now here we are huge and we're sitting at the top of this. So to me, it's worth it to go through some of these minor headaches.
Right. I think the emails, it's kind of funny, but it's also like good in a way because it's so like, I don't know, unsophisticated that you're like, this really is so new. And it's like someone actually sent an email with like a word misspelled or like.
Well, that was one of the things, and I have taken a little bit of offense to that. They have like misspelled people's names for rank announcements and stuff. And I'm like, you can't do that. Okay.
No.
Cannot.
Right.
But yes, I mean, as you can tell, Impress is still in the beginning stages, which I like because I feel like we're having a lot of input in the shape that it's going to take.
Yeah.
And I think some people look at companies like Rodan and Fields and their beauty counter, and they're not dealing with any of this. These companies are 10 plus years old. I don't think the beginning was as gorgeous as it is now. So I have like a lot of faith. I really, really like Robert and Jane as people. And I also like them as business owners. And I also I truly believe that they want the best for, these products are like their baby. Like they've spent years fine tuning these. So I think they want what's best for their products, but I also think like they want what's best for each and every single one of us. Like this is important. They want everyone to be successful. So that's why they're willing to hire consultants and take feedback from us. Because sometimes when they ask things, you feel bad, you know? Like I sat next to Robert the last time I was in Scottsdale, and he was like, okay, I know you like the products, but like you have a really good derm background. Like what's one thing you would change? And I'm like, I don't want to like hurt your feelings or whatever. And he's like, no, I want to know. And I'm like, well, I don't like the moisturizer jar. That's really my biggest complaint. Like we need to find a better way. And he's like, I have, here's all the jars we've looked into, blah, 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 blah. Like they've really taken that time. And he was like, if you ever come across a delivery system you think would work, you call me immediately and I'll look at it. So I feel like that's such a good feeling because some people are unwilling to take any feedback or whatever. And Robert and Jane are not like that. They want this to work. Like they want this to work for them and for all of us. So I really like that aspect of it.
Okay.
Too.
Brian, what questions did you have? I know you said you had some.
I just like how excited you were about the product, first of all. I think that's important.
Well, it's hugely important. And this is the thing. I don't know. So I was a pharmaceutical rep in dermatology for many years. I have probably tried everything, not everything, but a lot of things. So when Linda sent these products to me, I kind of laughed because I thought this is too easy. I'm used to things like Obagi with 6 steps and cost you $500 for a month or whatever. And I used it for 1 week and was pretty sold on how good the products were. So, but then I'm still like, maybe I've had 4 kids. Like I'm not as diligent about things. Maybe I've lost my edge. So I signed up as a consultant for 2 reasons. 1, I liked the products. I wanted the discount. 2, I thought to myself, if this goes big, I don't want to call Linda a year from now. I want my spot now. So I ordered a bunch of stuff and I sent it to 10 of my friends who all had derm experience. Some are nurses in dermatology. I sent it to my friend who married a dermatologist, like people who I knew A, would be brutally honest with me, and B, would know if it was crap or not. And 9 out of 10 of them are customers or consultants. They were
awesome.
So I was like, okay, I can work with this.
Yeah.
So I just have a lot of confidence in the products because of my personal experience and because of the people I've asked to try it. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that every single person I send it to orders. It doesn't always work that way. But most people are pretty impressed, with even the 1 week sample that they get.
Yeah. So Brian and I had talked a little bit about having parties, and he really doesn't want to do that. He's just not necessarily comfortable with it. So I think he's going to focus more on like one-on-ones.
Yeah.
But you said that you have gotten interest from social media. So I'm just wondering, like, obviously your friends are your friends, but like, did you grow that? Like, are there people that you just don't even know that are reaching out to you?
Yeah.
Get those followers?
So before I did Impress, I was a Beachbody coach. And so I had a separate Instagram for that, but I never focused so much on Beachbody. I'm more just focused on like a healthy lifestyle, like similar to what I do if you follow me now on Instagram, similar to what I do now where I just kind of put like a little bit of product stuff in there.
Yeah.
So I was already kind of doing that. But my Instagram needs major help. I only have like 1,300 followers, but it is strictly
only.
But understand like my goal. Oh, sorry. Well, for me, I don't think that's a lot. Like I'm giving Instagram advice and I'm like a peon compared to what Instagram can be. But given where I am right now, I have about 1,300 followers and I am promoting it on Instagram. But like I said, I'm very, very cautious. You can go look at my feed. You can see I do not talk all day, every day about Impress because that's not my life. I like to share my life. I feel like people are more attracted to someone who's not trying to sell them something every single day. And so that's sort of the way I do Instagram. People do it differently, but that's what I like on Instagram. When I follow people, that's what I'm looking for. Yes, my shopping is influenced by Instagram for sure. I know that. So I try to take a hint from the people that I am attracted to on Instagram and how they market themselves and the products that they use and like. And that's sort of what I'm doing. So I have about 1,300 followers.
And how did you, like, just out of curiosity, how did you obtain those followers? Is it just from posting all the time? Your hashtags? Is it from?
So growing Instagram is a pain in the ass. I'll just be the first to say that. So I have done a lot of trainings on it. I've listened to a lot of trainings on it. And a lot of times it's a lot of like following people and they follow you back and then deleting people who don't follow you back.
Mm-hmm.
There's an app I use called Cleaner, and you can go in and see who's not following you and delete them from this app. But this is my ultimate truth. I am getting ready to partner to use a company that Linda's using to have them manage that part of the business for me. Here's why. I have two consultants, active working consultants that I have never met. I don't know them. I don't have friends of friends with them. We connected on Instagram and they're now consultants. I have consultants and customers who I am friends with, but I don't see, that saw my post on Instagram and asked for samples. I firmly believe, like, I don't like doing parties either. Okay. I think I've been doing this 7 or 8 months and I've done 2 parties.
Well, I know that this sounds like, Caitlin, how did I explain it to you?
Like, I don't want a house full of women.
No,
I really don't.
And I am a woman and I don't want it. Nobody's got, in my opinion, that is old school and nobody has time for that. We are in an era, this is 2019. I don't refer to this as multi-level marketing anymore. This is social selling. How you choose to socially sell these products is obviously 100% up to you. There are people who like to host parties. I am not one of them. I have 4 children. My house is typically not that clean. I don't want it to be. I don't think my friends have time or want to come over. I have only lived in this neighborhood a couple of years. I don't know that many people. So for me, I am focusing on either reaching out to people who I think would be interested, closer friends and families, and promoting it on Instagram. I am going to start using a company to grow my Instagram following because I truly 100% believe that is how I will get to the goals that I have for myself with Impress and for our team. Now, I don't want anyone to ever feel that you have to do that. There are currently 5 presidential directors at Impress. Only 1 uses social media.
Wow.
And that's where, Caitlin, that's where I feel like we have the upper hand, where we like, or that we have a lot of opportunity, is like going through our pipeline with our other position, and like as a closing gift, and kind of just nonchalantly, like we talk with these people all the time.
We talk to so many people. Yeah.
And I mean, think of like title, like people, like just, there's so many people that are involved in our other business, like title companies, borrowers, kids, agents, that we can kind of plant it that way as well.
Yeah. I actually, my post on Instagram, I had a closer from the title company email me on Tuesday and was like, "Hey, I saw your post. Will you bring me a sample?"
Yeah, no.
So right there, you already know that like marketing, as for me, Facebook's dead. I'm done with Facebook.
Yeah,
me too.
Run team pages and stuff on there, but you will never see me post about Impress on there.
No, right. I just feel like when you go on Facebook now, all it is everyone selling shit.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Instagram, people shop from Instagram.
I do.
I do all the time.
That's where I find out about half of the stuff that I buy.
So
I know. You're on there looking for things to buy.
You guys, the other day I was eating like Kite Hill cream cheese, which is like almond milk cream cheese that I'm obsessed with. And I was using these like Simple Mills crackers, and I was cracking up laughing. The one I had found from a blogger in Canada that I'm obsessed with, and the other was from this like paleo like food blogger in New York. I don't know these people at all, but I'm literally buying everything they tell me to buy.
I know.
Even telling me to buy it, they're just like, this is really good. And I'm like, oh, I like them. I'm gonna go. So,
yeah, it must be good.
Have either of you watched the movie or the new Netflix and Hulu Fire?
No, but I keep hearing about it.
No, this is 100%. Margot, this is like everything that you're talking about is what they did with this.
Okay, like a documentary, like
No, it just came out this week. It's on Netflix and it's on Hulu. It's like, it was from that guy who it was FYRE.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be this huge new island in the Bahamas where he was having these big, huge concerts with all these, like, people were paying $12,000 for villas on the beach, and they got there and it was a hurricane shelter that was left over from a hurricane. It's crazy. He's in prison for wire fraud for 6 years. He defrauded, but he had, like, he just had all these influencers through Instagram hashtag it. He hired all these models to come down and take a photo shoot, and it sold out within like 3 days. And it's crazy. He had never done this before.
I remember hearing about that. Yeah. So that just shows you the influence is like,
so
it's crazy.
I don't tell anybody, like, I can just say, so I try not, I don't want anybody to think like they're jumping into this business and it's going to cost them a lot of money. But in reality, you do have to think, like, if you're starting a new business, it's going to spend some money probably. So for me, what I'm going to spend to have a company help with my Instagram is not really that crazy.
So tell us a little bit more about that. Because literally, Brian and I were sitting here on Monday and we were Googling like how to buy Instagram followers. And then he read this whole thing about like why you should
never. Don't buy Instagram followers.
We're just like getting our
Okay. Don't buy Instagram followers because it becomes completely obvious to any real followers you have that you've bought your followers, and then nobody wants to mess with that. So don't waste your time or money on that. I suggest, you can do what you want, but I suggest setting up a separate page.
Yeah.
Set it up under your name still or whatever, but I just think it is better to do it that way. And then you're going to go back on your personal page and encourage people to come follow you on your business page. You can get into all that.
Okay.
I am currently deciding between 2 companies. So, that are like reputable, who actually do what they say they're going to do and don't jack up your Instagram, because you can hire on people and they can really make a mess for you. if they get fake followers, like there's like creepy people who will start commenting like obscene things, like things. So you don't want to mess with any of that. So I'm between two companies that are both like well regarded, and I have personal friends who have used them and they've done wonders for their Instagram. The company Linda's using a company called Jumper Media. And if I can find, I forget. Anyways, if you contact Jumper, they set up a free consultation with you over the phone, and they can describe to you all their resources and exactly how they work with you. And Linda has seen tremendous growth. So I think Linda's got, I think, about 7,000 followers now. So she's seen really good growth with
her. That's amazing.
And it's authentic, like good people. You have one person who manages your account for you, and that's sort of how they work. The other company that I have a lot of friends who use and have success with is 21 Social. And it's a similar type of thing, but they have different price packages depending upon how much you want to spend and how much you want them to do for you. But those are really the only two companies I would probably recommend or trust.
Okay.
I'm just kind of debating which direction I want to go and who. Anyways. But both of those companies, if you investigate them, if you choose to go with either one of them, let me know, because I have a discount code for both of them.
Oh, okay.
So if you choose to do it, let me know before you do it, and I'll make sure you get the right code, so that way you don't have to pay the full.
Yeah.
But it's reasonable. I mean, 21 Social has one package that's like $60 a month.
What?
Yeah, oh, wow. I don't think that's that bad.
No, not. I
Jumper makes you purchase a 3-month package.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it breaks down to like 120 something a month, which is still not bad. I don't think.
No.
If you don't want to waste your time.
Are they helping with like content or like?
You can hire people to help with content. I personally think content is better when it comes from you, because you want to attract people to not just impress, but to you.
Yeah.
And why would they want to follow you? Like, I normally think curated, like canned content is kind of, they can help you, and they can help you with hashtagging, and they can help you with that stuff. But I generally recommend, the best advice I can say is come up with one post once a day.
Yeah.
And using Instagram stories. I think that's a huge opportunity.
How do people find you on Instagram stories? Or do you think that's just more for
hashtags? They use hashtags to decide if they want to follow you or not, and then watch your stories. And you can hashtag your stories.
Okay.
If you want to.
Okay.
I think just trying to come up with like content, I hold myself to for the most part, one post once a day, and I keep active on stories. And I do probably like, 9 to 12 hashtags on every post. So when I had my call with the guy from Jumper, he was like helping me, even though I haven't like signed on with them yet. He was like, this is what I would change about your profile, but one post once a day, very good, quality images. And he was like comfortable in the 9 to 15 hashtag range. And just keep active on the stories. So I am more comfortable using those companies to help build following.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed.
But part of what I love about this is there is no one. Linda is like the only person who's actively promoting Impress on social media.
Yeah.
And
I just think like if it's something that you're working on and I'm working on and Brian's working on, we're going to attract all different people, and that's going to just reach the masses more so than we could do on our own.
Oh my gosh. So true. And like Linda's having great success with what she's been doing, and she's been following more of that algorithm, like one post once a day. She's gotten really good followers. She's been starting to run some ads on Instagram. She had a lot of success with that last month. So, decide how you want to do it. But I don't want to host parties. I'm never going to want to host parties. That's just not.
Yeah.
Now
I'm right there
party
with you because I was telling Caitlin, I'm like, number one, I'm going to have a house full of women. And number two, they're not going to want me washing their face.
Yeah, it's true. But Brian, like, you are in such a good position. This line is so male friendly.
Oh, I know for sure.
So I just feel like oh my gosh, you have such an opportunity to reach such a different demographic than the rest of us. So I'm super excited for you, and you're really smart, because I think some men would be like, no way.
Yeah, no. Brian definitely has a business mind. And the other thing I was thinking too, Brian, you've traveled to some like crazy places. You should totally have like a travel Instagram.
Yes.
Because that's going to be a totally different thing than Margot and I with our kids and our like.
Yeah.
You want to focus and like talk about things that are going to interest people, not impress all day, every day.
Right.
But I think the people who would be like, wow, this is really cool. This guy like has this whole other life, but sees this as a quality like business opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And it is seriously, this is like the easiest thing for a man to do. Here, tear open this pad and rub it on your face.
No, I agree with that, because I'm already kind of, I mean, I don't have kids or anything like that, but I work all the time, and that's crazy enough. And it's been perfect because I do go to the dermatologist. I was going to the dermatologist all the time. I was on 4 different things, and I have seen a change in my face.
Even your mom commented on it. Yeah.
Okay. So see, that's your story. Like, everything about Instagram is like, you need to have your story. Like, why does this matter to you? Why are you even doing this? So here you are, you're this busy professional. So many people can relate to that. And then you're spending time going to the derm, and you're doing all these things. And then you just take the chance to try something. And not only do you like it better, not only are people noticing it more, not only is it easy, but by the way, you're going to get paid to tell your friends about it.
Well, I think, Caitlin, I think you can attest to this. That was kind of an easy sell. I think I signed up before.
Well, that's what Kara and I both said. And that's more of like the business standpoint. Like, I'm not going to miss this boat. Like, if this thing's going to take.
What do you mean? That's what you and Kara said.
Well, because Kara said, she keeps talking about like her friends have said, oh, I'm going to buy it. They've sent her messages. She sent the link to them a couple times. She's like, I don't know why they're not buying it. She said, I guess I was such an easy sell. And I was like, well, so was I. But honestly, it was more so because of the opportunity.
So,
and I like this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. But there is a woman who, so Chris Domhoff is like the man who created the compensation plan and like the business side of the business. He has run 2 other successful network marketing companies before. He retired. His wife, Esther, Robert Mazurek, somehow got pads to her. I don't even know. He didn't even know her. She bought them at like a pop-up shop he had. She uses the pads. She's out to dinner with her husband, and he's like, Esther, you look amazing. Like, why does your skin look so good? Like, what are you doing? And she was like, it's so weird. I got these pads at a pop-up shop. So Chris went to Robert and was like, you have got a huge opportunity here. I'm going to show you, like, we're going to make this a network marketing company. And here's why. Certain products lend themselves to this. You would walk by this on the shelves at Sephora. You just would. But if somebody tells you about it and is excited about it, like, you're going to try it, and then they're great products. So Chris, at his former network marketing company, it was like an energy company. In some states, you can sell energy. It's not regulated. A woman who was at the very top there had 38,000 people in her downline. She jumped on board with this, obviously, because she loves Chris, like, trusts him so much. He came out of retirement, and so did she, essentially. She's presidential director, huge downline here too. She never samples anybody.
Well, I just think it gets expensive.
But that's not why. She only talks about the opportunity. That's what she leads with. That's what she leads with. 100%. Like, that's what she talks to. She is like, I take a lot of advice from her, and she was like, just talk to people. They'll tell you what's going on in their life. You'll quickly be able to realize most people can and want more money. I mean, hello, we all do. And most people just need someone to like show them a different way to do it. And because our initial investment is like $349, you're not going to start another business for that price. Even another like social selling business, you're paying a lot more to jump forward with a lot of these other companies, like a lot more, thousands of dollars, some of them. So she very much so leads with the business. And I constantly am like hitting myself to do the same, because there are people like us, we just haven't necessarily met all of them yet, who are truly business minded and see, wow, like I can make a ton of money here. Oh, and the products are awesome. Great.
Yeah.
So, Jamie Purcell is this woman's name. She never is anywhere without a business card. And literally, like, I've been out with her. We had a leadership retreat, and she was talking to our Uber driver, like, conversationally. She's not in your face, just talks to everyone. I was sitting with her at the airport, and she just, you know, she's from Texas, and she's this tiny little woman with this East Texas accent, but she just starts talking to people about their lives or whatever, and always somehow finds a way to be like, well, I'm an entrepreneur. This is what I do. You know, you mentioned you have student loans. Like, you should call me. We should talk. So she like talks about business first. Products are just kind of like a secondary thing for her.
That's interesting.
I think we can all take like a lesson from that too, that there are going to be people 100% attracted to the business opportunity. So you hear a lot of no's. Like, don't worry about that. Like, people who don't get it or whatever, like, it's fine. Just you'll find your people. And like, you're both like such good examples that there are people out there who are going to be like, yeah, I'm not missing out on this. Like, I'm jumping on board. Yeah. And Brian, I think especially as like a male, you so speak to the business piece of it.
Oh yeah, no, I think that's a huge part of it. It's just seeing an opportunity and running with it, really.
Yeah,
absolutely. And the cool part here is nobody's telling you how to do it, what to not do, what to do. Like, I will
kind of molding it on your own, but it's just
Are you there?
Sorry.
I'm sorry, I lost you.
Huh?
Sorry, I didn't hear the last thing you said.
Oh, no, because my phone was ringing. No, I was just saying, I forgot, I lost my train of thought, to be honest with you.
So you can
mold it. You can do like,
you can mold the business into whatever you want to make it.
Yeah. Like, I am here to help in any way that I can, but this is your thing. This is your business, however you want to do it.
Yeah. I love it. I just think, obviously just talking to anyone that, I mean, Brian, you being single, like, you're always doing happy hours and going to dinners and stuff like that. So you're talking to so many people. So that's huge. But then also just like social media is so huge. We can't miss that.
Social media is a huge, huge opportunity. And, you know, some people are like, I want to do this, but I'm not going to do social media. That's fine. But set your goals accordingly. Like, for me, I want to get to the top. I want to continue to grow. I'm never going to stop recruiting. Well, I'm going to run out of people to talk to if I don't find another way to do it. So for me, it makes sense. But I want people to do whatever they're most comfortable with. For me, like, chatting with moms at soccer practice or posting on social media is far more comfortable than constantly inviting people into my home. Like, that's just makes the most sense for me. However, I know so many people have a lot of success with like one-on-one coffee shop or get a glass of wine or whatever. And I always tell people, I think having one party or whatever you want to do is great, and you know your friends. Like, I had some moms over after school drop off for like coffee and a facial. And that was great. It was not fancy. It was no big deal whatsoever. And they all loved it, all bought it, whatever it is. So you know your friends. And I also think in terms of like working to get qualified and get your people qualified, like we all have people in our lives who are more likely to be like, oh yeah, I'll do that with you. Like, so start there, you know, like work with your warmest market. And if it's somebody you think would like the products or might be game to do it, like talk to them. Don't, you know, stress yourself out necessarily about like making a big Instagram. And I always say this, like I do this to myself too, where I'm like, my Instagram following, I want it to be bigger and blah, blah, blah. Don't let those things like get in your way of taking any action, even if it's not perfect. Like we're all learning. Like I'm learning stuff every single day. So I just encourage people like just keep taking action, even if it's small action. Like just hold yourself to like, this is the amount of samples I'm going to give out this month. Like I'm going to find 4 new people or whatever it is for you, and make sure that you're holding yourself to something. Because if you're not doing parties and you're not giving samples or you're not setting up meetings with people, you're going to have trouble growing because you got to do something. Whatever action it is you like or are comfortable with, just make sure you do some of it. And then we also run those monthly sample groups on Facebook. We run them team-wide. So if you do have people who you think might benefit from a little hand-holding as they try the products or a little more accountability, you're always more than welcome to add any people to that as well.
And Brian, you're on that page. You know what she's talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What else? What else can I answer? So Brian, are you in St. Louis too?
Yeah, I'm in St. Louis.
Okay. Great.
Brian, you gave Amy a sample, right?
Yep, I gave Amy a sample. Yeah. I think she's starting to use it tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, I think she's going to be great.
And then anytime, like, I can do these Zoom calls, I can be available on a 3-way call, like, especially as you're getting started and people might have questions that you don't know the answers to. If that's something that you guys need or want, like, let me know. I'm happy to help with that. Because sometimes I think when people are first starting, they're like, I don't even know this much about this or whatever. Like, but I can help you in any way that I can. Whatever you guys need, I'm happy to help. And Caitlin, make sure you give Brian my number. Like, you don't have to go through Caitlin. If you have a question, text me, call me, whatever it is, email me. I don't care. I'm happy to
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I want everybody, I think this is such a good opportunity, and I really do think like it's just such a smart decision to jump on now and run with it in whatever way you can and see what, but I really have a lot of confidence with what Impress is going to keep doing. And the products are patented, the products are great. That's not going anywhere. So that's also really good for us too.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. I'm going to keep talking to people.
Yeah, that's
I'll drop off the sample to the title company later today.
Yeah. And you just, you never know. So the one thing is, don't count anybody out, because you make that mistake sometimes where you're like, oh, they won't be interested, or they probably,
for sure,
whatever it might be. Like, don't count anybody out, because sometimes it's the people you like never expect that for one reason or another, like jump on board, and then they're like amazing. And you just, so can't rule anybody out. I think that's been a big thing that you have to kind of get over. And then the one thing that I always tell people, like, there are people who literally hate network marketing and all this stuff. Don't let people like that, like, because here's what I always think. I don't care if you don't like it. Like, this is providing vacations and things for my family. Like, I'm not trying to offend anyone, but some people, you have to like kind of get over that. But when I talked to Lynette, she was like, I'm going to make sure that everyone in press is using the terminology social selling and kind of like giving it a new face. Unfortunately, a lot of companies and a lot of network marketing people have given it kind of a bad reputation, but I don't think it has to. And so I just try to like block out any of that noise of people who hate it. And I'm not I'm not pushy with people. Like that's not, you don't have to be. You will find your people. Like you will definitely find your team. And as you can already see, I like to do things where we kind of work together. Like I'm happy to put Christy under you. So if someone does get placed under you, like treat them like your own. Like we want, there is enough to go around for everybody. So I just always encourage, like, we want everybody qualified. We want everybody making money, because the more the name and press gets out there, the easier our job is going to get. And these Rodan and Fields consultants, they're not sampling. They don't have to do any of that because the name is out there. The brand is more recognizable, and we'll get there. But what's cool is we're kind of creating what the brand will stand for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that.
Anything else? Brian, is there anything else I can answer?
No, you've gone over everything. I appreciate your time.
Oh my gosh, anytime. I'm happy to help. One thing I did notice, Brian, you're not on auto ship.
Oh, okay. I'll have to change that.
You're going to want to change that because A, you're going to probably want to get product, keep getting product, but B, that's how I want you to get paid. Once you get all your people, I want to make sure you get paid.
Sure. Yeah, no, absolutely.
So is it you yourself have to be on auto ship, or one of your customers have to be on auto ship? Like, are we just setting up ourselves on auto ship right now because we don't have someone? Not that, I mean, I want my pads on auto ship.
No, you should stay on auto ship because auto ship ensures your free shipping on everything, as well as, you either need to be yourself. You need to be getting $75 worth of product, obviously adjusted price $63 because we don't pay it. But so you either need to have the moisturizer, I think it is, or pads on auto ship, or you need to have $100 of volume coming from customers.
Okay.
I generally just recommend staying
be on auto ship. Yeah.
Because if you ever end up with a surplus of pads, sample them, raffle them.
Yeah.
Because you're going to start accumulating free product. That's another thing I love about Impress is these free product points. So for every 5 products that you either yourself purchase or a customer purchases, you acquire a free product. So right now, I have 8 free products available for me to order.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Stress. Like I knew at the beginning that I was going to have to take some, have to pay for some samples to get it
Sure.
out. Now I'm in a spot where I'm not paying for samples anymore because I have all these free products that I just order. So you will get there. But keeping your auto ship on helps you get there as well.
Can you maybe send Brian I'll send you his email and phone number.
Yeah.
Maybe send him, unless you know how to put those on auto ship, Brian.
Yeah, I'm actually going to put this on auto ship right now.
Yeah, so you just have to, if you go into your iCenter, there's on the left-hand side, there's something that says auto ship. And if you click on the auto ship, you just have to click to enable auto ship and determine that you want pads or whatever it is.
Okay, hold on one second.
That's good to know because I did not explain that to you, Brian, and I don't think I just did it because Kara forwarded me your email, Margot, and I just read through and did what it said, but I don't think I really understood that.
So where do I go?
So on the left-hand side on your iCenter, you should be able to click a button that says auto ship.
Oh, yep.
And then from there, it probably says disabled in red and you want to click in green.
Mm-hmm.
Is it saying enabled or disabled?
Disabled.
Okay, so click on that and you should be able to click that to green for enable. I'm trying to share my screen real quick because sometimes I don't know.
Do I have to I probably have to add an item first, right?
Yes. Is there no item in there?
Yeah. So.
Okay. So if you go down, does it say my auto ship items?
Yeah. So I just went to add item. So then do I just add, I just want the
aging facial pad system. So I would just add that.
So add that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then just go to where?
auto ship status, and you should be able to use the drop down to enable.
Okay, yeah, it's enabled.
Did you get it?
Yep.
Okay. Then you should be good.
And then it just says next order date 2/21. I'm assuming that's from when I signed up.
Yeah, that's probably right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that you should be good. Yeah, you just want to make sure because you don't want to miss getting paid or anything because of something like that. And I typically just recommend, Caitlin, and you can share, or I can send it to Brian too, but when someone goes to sign up as a consultant, I send the exact same like instructions to every person. So the ones I sent to Kara that Kara forwarded to you, Caitlin, like you might want to copy and paste and like make your own version. But I have had, I don't know, many people sign up with those instructions and not have a problem. So I just kind of copy and paste those.
Brian, I'm going to forward that to you right now so that you'll have that when you sign someone up and can share that, because that's a big part, I guess, the making sure they get on auto ship.
Yeah, so because it also helps ensure that, because when you go to get qualified, you need 2 people underneath you, and collectively you need 500 in group volume. 3 people signing up does not get you to 500.
Sorry, I lost you.
Sorry, can you hear me?
I lost you for a minute. My phone keeps ringing and I keep just getting.
No problem. So to get qualified, you need 2 people underneath you, and you need 500 points of group volume. 3 signups doesn't get you 500 points. At least one of you needs to order a cleanser or something else. Like Caitlin, you're fine because you've ordered a bunch of extra product. So
I'll just order the cleanser now.
So that way, when you get your 2 people, you've got the volume. If you do, you need to do it in your first 30 days, which we're going to make sure that happens because I want everybody, especially right now, because you guys get $300 back. That's huge.
Yeah. Yeah. And then for the rest of the month, we get 4 points. So Brian, you'll be like close to your 10.
Well, I'm hoping I'm going to follow up with the girl that cuts my hair. She does Juice Plus, and she actually just won the sales competition with Juice Plus. She just signed up last month. She's already had 30 people sign up under her, and she is going to sign up under me.
Yes, we need this woman. Yes.
Only because she is a perfect candidate for it, only because she's in front of, you're getting your haircut anyways, and people are staring at themselves in a mirror.
Yes. Not to mention, does she work in a salon?
Yeah.
So that's prime, like all her coworkers.
Right. No, and I will.
Yeah.
But Caitlin, I mean, that's another person that if you haven't already, that would be perfect.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
They are prime candidates because, like you said, people are sitting in their chair and people love to chat with their hairdresser.
Well, no, and they're staring at their face.
Yeah. Yeah, I always feel.
We all know we look horrible under those lights.
Oh my God! And their hair's wet, and you're like, "That's what I really look like." Like, wow.
Well, I told her, I'm like, she has a flawless complexion, anyways. I'm like, I don't care if you use the product or not.
Tell people.
She goes, well, I don't know. I've been telling everyone my face is so clear because of Juice Plus.
Yeah, but in combination, you got to treat inside and outside.
Right.
It's true.
Hey, I signed up for Juice Plus under her own auto ship just to get her going, and she's gonna do the same. So. Oh,
Brian, you are smart. You're gonna be just fine. That is a perfect candidate. Perfect.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, well, if she would like to sign up 30 people under Impress, that would be fun. We'll take it.
I know. So all those people she signed up, she's going to have to call, all right, I have something else for you to sign up now.
I know.
Well, she's got all new people coming in all the time. Like, think about those appointments. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I have to hit it. I have an appointment here in like 40 minutes, and I still have to shower.
Yes. Thank you so much.
No, thank you both very much for your time. And Caitlin, I'll be in touch. Margot, I'll be in touch too.
Sounds good. Thanks,
All
for
I'll share your contact information with each
Okay,
other.
Yes,
perfect.
perfect.
Thank you.
Okay.
Talk
Thanks,
to you guys.
Margot.
Okay, sure.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Caitlin, if you need anything else, just let me know.
Okay, will do.
Are you good? Do you have any other questions?
No, I think that was it. I think I'm gonna work on the Instagram stuff. That's gonna be my goal.
I think it's worthwhile. I really do. And like I can share. Linda and I are very like open books about anything we've done that's worked or not worked. Like we can help you. So
yeah.
If it were me, just starting out, like start a separate account and just start putting in some content.
I did.
I don't know if I know you follow me. Do you follow Linda?
I don't think so.
Okay. She's at Hope Health Wellness. I can send it to you.
Okay.
But she's really the only other person like doing Impress on Instagram. So to give yourself some like ideas. Linda and I also like we share a lot of images, like anything. One of my friends is a photographer in Hoboken. She does that Monet like hair care, but she's also a consultant for us. So she photographs stuff for me, which is like so nice. Because the Impress images are not.
No.
They're not my vibe. Like they're just not what I'm like going for. So, but the other thing is like so many of my pictures, I just like set them up, try to style them myself, like just because the facts are with Instagram, images that have your face in them or your kids or whatever, just do better. Like things are just straight. Like I do some that are like shots of the product, but things that are just straight product shots don't typically do as well, unfortunately. So some people don't like to like put themselves out there or whatever, but I don't know. For me, I'm like, I'm willing to do some of this because it gets me there.
I don't know if I want to tell all my like regular Instagram friends to go over to that.
And don't.
I want to keep those separate, but I am okay like mentioning Impress occasionally on my personal, like not to be in. Sorry, my phone was just ringing. So I want to keep those separate, but in that case, I have no problem like just putting myself out there.
I'm the same. I feel more comfortable doing it to strangers. Even like some people I just
100%.
Thoroughly know.
I'm like, I just know like my girlfriends are going to make fun of me. They'll be like, what are you doing? Like, you are such a dork. So yeah.
But my sister and I, like when we started out, we were like, here's the thing. If that's what people want to talk about me, like that I'm doing this, I don't care. Like, okay. Like I got way more material that you could use to like make fun of me than that. So I just think, it's
right.
But if you do decide that you like grow with one of those companies or whatever, just let me know because I'll make sure you get the right discount code or whatever. And I'll keep you posted on what direction I end up going.
Yeah, definitely let me know.
Offer.
I'm interested. I mean, 1,300 is a decent number.
I just think.
But I think
my time is more valuable than like the fee that they're charging for month to do all these like back office algorithm.
Yeah,
it's a job.
And it's so complicated. If that's their job and they understand how all that works, that's
most large companies farm out their social media because it is a full-time, like there's just so I do think it's like, if this is how we choose, like we want to grow, then it's worth it. It's worth the investment, at least up front to get started.
Yeah.
Just let me know if you have any questions on that and I'll let you know when I make my decision. But thank you so much for your time. Just let me know if anything else comes up or you have any questions. And it should be good.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thanks Caitlin. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.